Will you imagine a video essay about video essays? Girl, we've gone so meta right now. Okay, I think it's time for the talk, the real talk. At JMAA, we're doing a plethora of recently researched and minimally valuable video essays. We've done it about the Gmod viruses, about cults that got hacked, about weird politicians with boots on their heads, even about, I don't know, the current state of BreadTube or this obscure city builder game from the 90s. But we do make the effort, obviously. Some videos are more hit than a miss, but not gonna deny that. But the key aspect there here is that we make the effort here, at least while we try to keep up with a hostile algorithm that constantly demands content, and obviously while keeping up with other sorts of projects. That's the bare minimum people can ask from the genre of video essays on YouTube, as well as with any other genre in YouTube. But in a hostile competitive environment such as YouTube today, which indirectly forced nearly all people to stop collabing and trying to be the next Mr. Beast or, for the sake of argument, the next H Bomber guy, there's gonna be bad actors. Plenty of them. You might be even wondering what's actually pushing these bad actors to keep doing what they're doing. And well, I'll tell you straight away with no bullshit. Money. Clear and simple. Now, okay, I'm also a hungry creature who needs to pay her bills. I need a bare minimum of revenue to be able to survive, sure, but the other key factor here is mainly the issue is the mindset, or rather, the difference between wanting just enough to survive and improve your content, and either wanting all of the money like you're just smart hoarding gold below his scaly ass. There's probably too much of that latter, not gonna lie. Okay, so the main problem is not only the ways where you can earn more revenue on a platform like YouTube, but also how you can save enough money to just do just that. And some of the ways people use to save money on cut costs are just completely baffling. And we're not just talking about saving money, but also saving time. Because in the words of wise, totally not a groomer, Samuel Whitcomb Hyde, time is more valuable than gold. What do I mean by this? Well, for instance, you have to keep up with a certain upload schedule in order to keep in check with yourself with the same hostile algorithm. And for that, you gotta save costs on things like editing, writing, and so on. Kind of like the thing I do right now. That also means you're gonna cut down time and cost into researching, for which I might understand not wanting to literally buy a book to just paraphrase or quote a book as a source, but there are other shady tactics that I start to twiddle my thumbs at. For instance, there's a tendency of doing really poor research in terms of saving time in the writing process. Like a lot of people in the genre will just not dwell too deep into a Google search and fact check there, and this leads to people to look into, well, rather questionable sources. Let's not talk about how some people are willing to take Kiwi Farms as a source. Oh, you might say, okay, poor research. Sure, it's lazy, but I don't see where's a problem. Well, it is a problem. I already talked in a PlayStation Startup Sound video about the dangers of dubiously manufactured narratives online. And let me tell you, the process of making that video itself was evidence of it. It's dangerous to not fact check with valuable sources about the validity of claims and certain facts, because if people are just going to stumble upon a YouTube video essay as a source that can spread about in a certain narrative, and that video essay is absolutely factually wrong, people might start believing in it, especially if you're a figure of authority in the scene with millions of subscribers, and if the people watching that are as dumb as a stump. This happened before. There's also the problem of copy pasting or plagiarizing other people's research or scripts, for which, I mean, honey, don't even get me started on this. You can see I have an obvious problem with these so-called content farms that produce video essays and pump them out like Big Macs and McDonald's every single week. You can imagine which names I can probably come up right now, because if you haven't been living under a rock recently, you know who I'm talking about. I think my audience is already terminally online enough to know. I don't just think there's this problem in the YouTube video essay scene. I also know it's a fact that there's a problem of bad actors in the scene who contribute to the whole scenario we presented in the PlayStation startup sound video in the first place. I completely useless internet that mixes up facts with fiction in a sort of Schrodinger's cat where you don't know if anything is either true or false, or either both and neither none of the two. But of course, anything for that ad money. So you could probably slipping an AdSense ad breaks, a NordVPN sponsorship, or similar, or some merch, a Patreon, a paywall course, an incentive for Twitch subscriptions, a YouTube membership. It's a real fucking mess. But I don't really blame them. I blame the capitalist system that conditions and creates these pedantic and narcissistic assholes. I always tell them, yes, I also took a shit in the toilet. I remember how that one. Like I said, we at JMAA TV just do the minimal effort, and we're aware of the consequences of our actions and videos. It's not easy because there's a whole process behind that, but you got to be honest. Is it worth it? Yes, it is. Stop lying. I don't think everyone is going to learn anything from this video, if not just no one, really. In an ideal world, we'll not have idiots existing on this planet, but this ain't an ideal world, honey. And we have to coexist with idiots in this planet as well as with depressed people who know they're gonna coexist with those same idiots. C'est la vie, but at least there's a takeaway from this. At least for those who truly care about integrity themselves, and that we already do on a regular basis. Never give up and keep fighting for the better.